Hi, you guys. Today it occurred to me, watching somebody else read, that you've gained a power, like a superpower, through how you've been challenged, how you've worked your way through so much. And I think there's the tendency when any of us has done that, been challenged again and again and again, had so much to work through and resolve and discover and face, and sometimes we can think that that disqualifies us from any kind of position, any kind of right to show other people, to proclaim to know anything about how to do it. And the fact is, what you've been through is the gift. You've worked these energies. And they're not easy, and they can be scary. And by the fact that you've been through this stuff, you can shine the light. If you've never been through any of that, if you've just sailed through life on a pink cloud, what do you have to teach to people who are in real life struggling? Nobody's, show me the person sailing through on a pink cloud. So, but I think there's a tendency to say, no, I've been through shit, I am shit, I'm beaten beyond recognition, and I don't know, maybe this only applies to a few of you, but I think that, that can make you scared to, this was the analogy that the tarot reader, her name is MJ, her channel is Soulful Revolution, she's really good. Consistently, she's very consistent. Hits it virtually every time. And she was saying, her analogy was, it's like you're the student who's brilliant, who sits in the back row and doesn't say anything. Is scared to stand out, is scared to shine, is scared. Not only are you front row material, you're a teacher to the people in your sphere of influence. You're in the front of the classroom. And that doesn't mean you're a know-it-all. The best teachers elicit answers in the students, not supply them with everything they need to know as if. So I think that there are, whether you accept it or not, or believe it or not, that is the kind of power you have by virtue of what you have been through. You've seen your patterns. You've worked with them. You haven't run with them. Oh, I'm going to do that again. I'll just exit the stage right. You've been working with it, and you have something to offer. The gift that keeps on, what's it called? Paying it forward. Paying it forward. And it's a bit daunting. It triggers all kinds of fears of inadequacy and of, what, are you kidding me? I'm still totally confused. Well, yeah, you are. But you've worked with your confusion. You haven't run away. Some things you learn to abandon. I'm not going to stay stuck in that loop of confusion. But that very revelation takes the willingness to look long and hard enough so that you can identify it when you see it, the toxic. We all get stuck in those. You've had a lot of practice freeing yourself. You've earned your advanced degree in. But this is resistance. It's kind of like, I don't want to go that place again. I don't want to stand out and stand up. Don't lay that on me. It's basically like, do your own peddling. And not in that ferocious a way, but it really is like, don't look to me for your wands energy, your answers, your inspiration, your fire. Don't look to me. And maybe that's part of the lesson the teacher teaches is, I'm not gonna be able to pluck it out of my head. I mean, I actually had to say that to college freshmen, who really thought I could just give it to them. That they didn't have to do the work, to do the peddling. So I think that's maybe the nature of this block. Like, discover your own fire. What inspires you? Is that a stance to take? Is that an energy, do we need to block? Oh, Lovers. Well, that just, it might be that the lesson you can impart has to do with blocking love. This puts you in a kind of, it's challenging, and you're assuming some sort of stance of, I'm drawing a boundary. I had written down, love expands, fear contracts. This is like love expands. Fear contracts. This is a choice. Two people are stepping into a relationship, on purpose. Even if they didn't set about to meet each other, they're willing to go face to face in this connection. It might not even be here yet. There might have been a lot of resistance to that. Don't put me in the front of the classroom. I don't want to accept that role or that responsibility, or you don't want to block that. Don't want to. Lover's card, 6 in Major Arcana, and it to me this is like leaving Eden and entering the world under the protection of Saint somebody. The one who's overseeing your entrance out of resistance. I won't move forward. I won't let you move forward, And remember, in that story, these guys were kicked out of the garden. They knew too much. They knew that they were naked, not clothed. They knew that they were male, not female. They knew that they had eaten the apple, that they hadn't eaten the apple. The world of opposites. They're entering the world of opposites from this kind of heavenly place of union where nobody has a name. One of the first things Adam did was name the animals. If you can name something, that implies a separation from it. This is me, this is you. The not me. What do we have to teach about love? What have we learned that we can impart? What is the Seven of Wands blocking energy? King of Swords. Okay, Lovers is a card of Gemini, an air energy, about belief, about, choice, vision, how you show up in life. King of Swords. Card of Gemini. The one who embodies that power, the superpower. King of Swords has I think, stepped into this energy. Out of my head into relationship. And perhaps, out of the, does anybody want to leave the garden? And it could also be like, I got to get back to the garden, but there's a block. Let's see more about the block. I still don't get it. King of Swords gets it. He's able to identify it, see it, understand it. Male or female, somebody who can analyze the situation. Tell me about the block and the analysis. Tell us, Spirit, talk to us, please. King of Swords really can communicate. They also stand back from the situation. Seven of Cups. A confusion to do with love, connection, options, different feelings. What am I feeling? It can be a card of just, I don't know. I'm trying to face all these emotions and, I feel overwhelmed. I don't know what's real. So I'm taking a defensive stance. Seven and seven. Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. 14. 14 is temperance. And I wrote down that, there's the difference between love expands, fear contracts. And under fear, I wrote devil. That's that contracted, protective, what I do when I'm afraid. And under love expands, I wrote temperance. That's here implicit in these two sevens. Temperance is 14 in the major arcana. King of Cups. We had that card of confusion or illusion or I don't know. King of Swords knows. And perhaps because it's being modeled, he's been shown an example of it by somebody who's very giving. Very loving, very open-hearted. And I think open-hearted when it comes to all the feelings. There's a sense that faced with challenges, some people just want to say, oh, that's a challenge, I'll turn, Like there's a door shut in my face, I'll turn around and go the other way. Particularly if it smacks of something I've been through before that was challenging. But there's a way to meet the challenge, to work with it. And that's, I think, what you're modeling by your example for other people. You're a teacher because you've worked with it, not because you said, hell no, I'm not doing that again. It's not as if you go right out and do it again, but you discover, you're curious. You discover the mechanism of your own block. That's how you unblock. I'll say, this is the big cosmic unblock. This is tower energy, scorpionic energy. It's a water sign. Scorpio is. Some people read tower as Aries. I think some people don't even put an astrological reference to it. But it creates enormous change. And that's the other thing. I love how this fits together. Something about your ability to teach has to do with being a love rebel. Somebody who shakes it up, who doesn't repeat the pattern, who sets their sights very high. Sets their sights very high. I'm not sure that's... Maybe just in the sense of, I want to see it, King of Swords. I want to be clear about this. It's kind of Aquarian energy. I want to study it from a higher perspective. But King of Swords has undergone some kind of tremendous upheaval. It's an epiphany. It's something brand new, transformative. Something completely transformed on the level of, in the energy of cups, water energy. How we love. That's the classroom we're all in, really. You love by learning how to love. You just learn it by doing it. If you're playing an instrument, you play the bad notes in order to learn how to play the good notes. You learn how. And it doesn't have to do with the old way. There is a block that's both a boundary that's being established, but also a block that's being blown up. The boundary that's being blown up is that fear contraction thing. And whoever this King of Cups is, I believe, is the teacher. The one who's comfortable with the confusion. And with love in all its forms. It's like, not seeing it just one way. Like it has to look like this. That idea is being blown up too. Love is mutable and formless in a way. Drop the guard. The feelings are sort of unleashed here. And somebody has understood, has seen it and understood it. Because the impediment's been removed. The King of Swords was blocking. trying to block, in a kind of, blocking a whole lot of stuff when maybe he should have been more selective, more stand back from the situation and see what to let through. Some of these are in bloom. They have the ability to grow. Some of them are just like dead sticks. The wand he's holding is sprouting. So it's about expansive growth. Love expands, fear contracts, and we're going to change that. It's a game changer. It's like almost like a pressure cooker. The epiphany comes suddenly and inevitably, partly by accepting the confusion and accepting this business of stepping to teaching the class, not sitting in the back row. Knight of Swords, a message to deliver, a clarity to deliver, a truth to tell, truth be told. Tell us about Tower, please. Judgment. And another card of expansion, I'd say. It's a major arcana card. All the major arcanas are expansive in a sense. They're to do with the internal journey of the psyche and of the collective unconscious toward wholeness. And this is like the next to last stage or step, is accepting this new life. Again, the angelic presence. There is life to be had outside the garden, and that's a good thing because here we are. The garden is kind of internal. We can rediscover it inside, in our feelings, in how we live our lives and how we learn how to love by doing it. And this is kind of a truth that acknowledges the confusion and like pierces through it. If these are illusory bubbles, this person comes along and pops the bubbles. This when you pop a bubble, a balloon, it goes all over the place. There's energy released. 7 of Wands. Page of Cups. This would be the study of love. A sip at a time. King of Cups, 7 of Cups, Page of Cups. I said, remember, you love by learning how to love. That's how this resonates. And I think, this guarded posture, maybe on the part of King of Swords, it's like love comes to the door to knock, but it's not a threat. It's something little to start. It's not like we leap directly into this stage. So it's not threatening. King of Swords knows it's not threatening. Knows it. Sword energy. I think King of Swords is going to drop his guard. Oh, yeah. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. And here we have Nine of Swords. That's the fear. That's the contracting energy. Empress. Empress, I'd written down, love grows roots. This is a card of Taurus, earth energy. Earth energy, the one who embodies it, Queen of Pentacles. Taurus is an earth sign. Love grows roots. You know, something enduring and stable and real and nourishing. Will fear pop up? Yes, it will. All these doubts, all these questions, all the anxiety, you know, will it grow roots? How will it grow roots? Where will it grow roots? You know, how do we do this? How do we learn how to do this? You know, I feel childlike in the face of this. You know, but I'm a big boy, you know, I'm strong. Love grows roots. And I think it's because this is divine feminine energy. You know, she's attained her, he, she, they, doesn't have to be a gender female. She's grown these roots. She's established herself. She's entered her own life, not by walking away from the fear. You know, by working with it. And that's part of what you have to teach. You know, that's part of what you have to teach. You've like walked the gauntlet of doubt. Love takes roots, Gaia roots, Empress. And I think this is sort of where you lead in that teaching in front of the class position. They will follow, but in their own life, in their own time, in their own Pentacles energy. You know, they'll have to do this themselves. Face the questions. Work with them. Work with their own anxiety. You model that for them. And it may be for, you know, in whatever way you have come into your own through facing that, what's scary. And I have no idea where this card came from, but there it is. Six of Wands. Face it successfully. You know, you fought the battle. You've worked with it, Five of Wands. And won the day. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. I think you've overcome the biggest obstacle to your own success, which may have been fear of your own power. Both of these are cards of waking up. You know, the epiphany, the bang, the abrupt change. Back to life. You know, the alarm is sort of sounded. And it's both here it comes and it's the all clear. You know, it's safe to begin again, to step into this new life. Life beckons. Love grows roots. Fear really doesn't grow roots, but facing fear does. You bet. And that's what you do, and that's what you teach. By example. I'll see you next time.